Hey guys, first of all, to get started, we need to actually connect Claude with Blender. It's pretty straightforward with the new update that came on with Claude. So as you're watching this video, it should be straightforward. So all we need to do is actually open Claude, go to settings, and once we're in settings, you'll see something called connectors. We'll click on connectors and we'll browse connectors. We'll see all these different things that Claude can connect to, which is quite insane. And one of the ones that they added recently was Blender. So it made, originally you'd have to download an MCP and install it through code and all this stuff, but the new updated made it quite easy. So all we need to do now is just click on that plus icon you saw and click install. So now we install it. I'm going to skip through this part. So once it's installed, it's only about 20 megabytes. So it should install quite quickly. Okay, so as you can see, it's installed. We can just go to configure and then we can see all this stuff. So you can change your settings here that needs approval or always allow. I leave mine on always allow because Claude is pretty good with security and stuff, but if you feel like you should put it on needs approval, basically all it's going to do is before it does anything in Blender, it's always going to ask you to approve it. So sometimes when I'm trying to get things done fast, I just keep it on always allow. So now that we've done that, we actually need to go and download the MCP on blender.org. The link will be in the course. So you'll be able to just click on the link and get taken here, or you can just type in blender.org/lab/MPC server /hashtag add-on. And then you'll see MCP server. All we need to do is just download over here under add-on. We click download, and then you'll see it over here. So I'm just going to make a new file for this course. I'm going to make it stylized creature. Okay, so I'm just going to keep my add-on here. So I'm just going to download it. I've already downloaded the add-on before, so that's why it says 2 here. You should have just MCP /1.0.0. So once we've here, I'm just going to Control C this. So when we install it in Blender, it's easier to find. So just click on the top here, Control C, which is for copy. And we're going to click save. So now that that's saved, we can open up Blender. So whenever we open up Blender, it's always going to be this. So we just need to click to the side and then we're in our Blender scene. So to install add-ons, we need to go to the top here, your top left. We click edit. We go to preferences and we go install from disk. You might be here in interface. You just need to go over to add-ons. So once you're at add-ons, you'll see a drop down menu and you just click install from disk. Remember the copy thing that we did? So we press Control V now instead of Control C in this text over here, this little block. So we press enter, we double click on that and it should be installed. So all we need to do now is type MCP in the search for the add-ons, MCP, and then we just look here and it says okay, connected. Our port is 9876, so that's just how Claude is going to connect. So once you've done this, you don't ever really want to go through this whole process again. So at the bottom left of this this box, we can go save preferences. So now all our add-ons we've added in the past or during a session will always just be saved for future. So we can close that up now. So now we need to actually close Claude again. So let's close Claude and quit it. So we're going to go down to this triangle, quit Claude, and reopen it. So every time we install a skill on Claude or update something to Claude itself, you always need to restart it so it has all those updates. So let's test that it's actually connected. Hi Claude. Let me actually spell Claude right. I did spell it right. Hi Claude. I have installed the Blender connector. Can you please check to see if it's connected? So then we'll say, oh, it's connect as well. It's going to try and connect. Bring directly live, check. It's going to get summary info, custom. There we go. Connected and responding status, Blender is live. So yeah, we've connected to Blender successfully. So now we can actually get started with the rest of the course now that Claude's actually finally connected. And yeah, see you in the next one. Alrighty, so we're gonna do one more quick video before we get into the farm as well. I would like to make a desert with you guys. So it's gonna be quite simple. Once again, I have Blender and Claude open, as you can see. So while I'm in Blender, I'm just gonna click on the scene, move it around a little bit. Now I'm gonna go back to Google and let's grab a couple desert scenes. So here's a nice low poly one. So I'm in a new chat here. I'm just gonna paste that first image. Then we're gonna go back. Here's another little low poly scene. I'm gonna copy this image as well. So the more images we give Claude, the more it can go ahead and see, okay, this is what I want to do here. It's going to give us some advice on what else it thinks is better. And yeah, so let's go ahead and just grab a couple images, the more the merrier. Let me see what else there is. Oh yes, so these are very, very good because this normally gives this like assets for the scene. Okay, so we'll add all of these, and then all I'm going to say is, hey Claude. I always start with hey Claude, just so it's what's up. Hey Claude, I currently have Blender open. Please connect to Blender and start making a desert scene for me. What I would like is for you to use my reference images and ask me a few questions. So there's two. This is something that you guys are also gonna have to play around. So you can either ask it like to ask you questions, and then it's gonna go through things, and then you're going to basically tell it what you want, or you can ask Claude to do its best, and then we just update from its best. So sometimes it's quicker just to tell Claude, look here, can you just go ahead and do it? But questions, it depends on your preference. So what I would like for you is to use my reference images and create your own low poly. Let me just spell low poly with capital L. Low poly desert scene. I would like lots of rocks, mountains. I'm very dyslexic, so I think that's how you spell mountains. I apologize. Claude luckily knows that I'm dyslexic at this point, so if any of you are or struggle to spell, you should basically just spell mountains right there. Sorry about that. I would like lots of rocks, mountains, and tents, sandy areas, to name a few things. There should also maybe be some bones. Give me some other suggestions once you complete the start of the scene. And then we're just going to click enter from there. So let's go over the prompt one more time, and then like I'll do throughout the video, I'm going to cut it because Claude does sometimes take a little bit. As you can see, it's already starting it out. It's going to try and connect. So let's go over the prompt one more time, guys. Hi Claude, I currently have Blender open. Please connect to Blender and start making a desert scene for me. What I would like for you is to use my reference images and create your own low poly desert scene. I should have said I would like lots of rocks, so that's my bad there. So I would like lots of rocks, mountains, tents, sandy areas to name a few things. There should also be some bones. give me some other suggestions once you complete the beginning scene. So you can see it's connected successfully, and this is where I'm going to cut now. So it's basically going to just talk to itself and start making what we've asked it. And yeah, so I'll get back to you guys shortly. Alrighty, so we're done now. Claude just finished up. Yes, giving us some suggestions. Mine entrance, guardrails, rope bridge, bunch of different things. Let's see what it's actually done though. So as you can see, it actually made a render for us, and the tents aren't in the middle. Floating land. I mean, there's a lot of issues, but let's see the scene itself. So let's open up Blender. I mean, this is a pretty decent start. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff like in the previous video. Like there's a lot of things. Okay, we can tell Claude. Let's go ahead, fix the ground, line up all the tents, and basically we can just say like fix the scene up. I mean, you can see it added the bones here. Let's go into render mode. Not amazing bones or anything, but just for interest sake, so I can show you what I mean. This like there's bones already, right? And then like you wanted to make it better, edit mode. So tab, edit mode, select those faces, delete, boom. Just as simple as that. Like it's given us all the basics. So let's go back into Claude. Go out of rendered mode first. Let's go back into Claude. Alright, so let's say looks great so far. Few things we need to fix. Tents are off centered. From their beams. I think it's like the beams, right? The wooden pieces and then the tent. So the beams. I'm just gonna say beams. We have. It seems like we have 2 floors. We should only have the 1, and we also have a bunch of floating assets. Let's fix up our current scene, and at the same time let's add a character. Let's add a character, animal, vulture. I think the vulture was a good one. As you can see, it says there, vulture on a rock. Mine entrance and cart on rails. Let's add all of that and make sure everything is looking good. So quick run over. Looks great so far. We need to fix a few things we need to fix. Tents are off center from the beams. We have 2 floors. We should only have the 1. I should have said ground, but I said floors. Should know what I mean though. We also have a bunch of floating assets. Let's fix up our current scene and let's add a character, animal, vulture on a rock, mine entrance, cart on rails. Let's add all of that and make sure everything looks good. Sweet. Okay, I'll catch you guys as soon as the prompt's done. Sweet. So it is done. We got the prompt finished, and as you can see here, it's actually rendered as vulture for us, so a character, little fireplace, and everything's not placed too great here. And as we go through the series, you'll see we'll do some manual work right at the end. So I'm just closing my render and I'm gonna see what it's done. So for example, I think I'm just gonna move this rock myself, and we're gonna make a few adjustments ourselves, something like this. So we can replace this rock here, replace it like this. So we're making our own different type of thing here. So we'll do some manual work, but that looks pretty decent like that. I think all our tents are going to need to be scaled up to fit nicely. Something like that. Another good thing will be to remove our fireplace. So yeah, I think it got our scene pretty much after about what, 3 prompts. It made a pretty decent scene for us. And now it just comes to doing manual work by using the G. So G is just for move, and then GX. So I mean, we'll go through this, but here's your Y, here's your X, and then your Z is up and down. So whenever I move stuff, I pretty much just press G, X, G, Y, move it down like that, move this GZ down, and that's pretty much how I move all my stuff around, and you get the hang of it where you end up doing it quite fast. So for example, I'm not sure what's going on here. So we'll press L to select this whole specific object, RZ, and then we'll just put it into this. I'm pretty sure this is a tree. So I'm just clicking on all these branches, pressing GZ, and then I'm just going to press G to manually move it out being on any axis. And then this GZ or RZ, sorry, for rotate. So R to rotate, G to move, and there we go. We moved a few things. We definitely need to move this rock. I'm just going to press G to move it like myself. Our vulture doesn't look amazing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on the vulture's wings and then just do something like this. Just to make it a little more interesting. I'm not sure if a vulture's tail goes out like this or in. We'll have to check a reference, but I'm pretty sure it goes out like that, almost like a peacock, I think. And then just clicking this in here, and then like it's not a crazy vulture. We could definitely ask Claude to make it look a lot better. But this is essentially what we're going to be going through. And some objects are basically just duplicates. So here's a tree here, and then here's another tree that we just fixed. All I have to do is delete that tree and move this one here, because instead of doing all that work all over again, I mean, Claude's here to save us time, and we can manually save ourselves time by just knowing that we can do certain things easier. So, like this bone, for example, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to put it into the ground, and then to give it a bit more detail, select on all these ribs, and I'm just going to delete the inside like this. Delete these two faces here. Alt click on edge select, so 2 while I'm in edit mode. Then alt click all these round edges here. And then we're just going to press F and they're going to all close. So something like this, F, and then there we go. And we can go into edit rendered mode again. You can see it added this. To make this more interesting, we can even make this yellow for gold. So I just go over here to my material setting. I delete the material that I had. I add a new one like this. And then you'll see it there, and then we just make it yellow. So it seems like it could be gold, which you could make it like part of your scene, right? Make it more interesting. So I'm just gonna move this gold to be more in place of the actual card itself. Make it smaller, duplicate it, and move it around to seem like there's a lot more gold in here. Something like that. Obviously we want it to look good from all sides. So just duplicating quite a bit. That looks much better like that. I'm actually going to move it down a little bit more. There we go. And yeah, we're starting to get somewhere with just this quick scene. Our flame is not awesome. It should definitely be yellow if it was to be a flame. I'm don't like the flame too much, so I'm just going to do something like that. And then yeah, maybe just bring that down a bit. Alt S and scale the wood blocks up a bit. And then these obviously touch the floor, so bring it down. Delete the fire. So that was the original fire, but there's another one here, so just deleting that one. And yeah, quite a quick desert scene. I mean, we didn't put too much effort into it. We did a couple of prompts and a couple of manual labor things, and we've have our scene basically. And then we could even like make our tents a little bit darker color, like a more cream, something like that. And these, I assume these are supposed to be like the door or the entrance. But yeah, you could move this inwards. So I'm just pressing G, and you can rotate it to seem like it's more of a door, I suppose. I think that's what this is supposed to be. Something like that. You can see it looks a little bit more like a door now. So what I can do is I can actually just delete all of these, and then press Shift D and duplicate this, and then place these all manually inside the tents. Something like that. And you can see we're getting somewhere with our scene pretty quickly, and just doing a bit of manual work to make our scene look a lot better. And I would say that that's a decent second video. So we did the Japanese water type of scene first, then we did a desert one, and now the one that we're going to spend the most time on is the farm. So the farm, we'll go over a bit more prompting, strat techniques, and manual placing. But that's essentially it. And I just want to mention to you guys that throughout the course, tab is to go into edit mode, G is to move things around. If you press G, X, it's to move on different axes. So G, X is to move on this axis, G, Y is to move on the Y axis, and G, Z is to move on the G axis. Just pressing G is free move. Tab is for edit mode. 1, 2, 3 changes it between vertex select, edge select, and 3 is face select. And that's pretty much the basics. Like S is for scale. If you go into edit mode and you press Ctrl R, you can add loops. And then by using scroll wheel, you can add more loops. So you can press Ctrl R, adds loops. You can scroll wheel up to add 3 more loops. And then on here, you can press Ctrl B. It seems like a lot of words I'm saying now. So Ctrl R, add a loop. Let's say I want this loop specifically here to have an indent. I can press Ctrl B, and then I can press E to extrude it. I can click away from it. I can click Alt and S, and that will essentially scale it on its axis. And we will use it later, and we'll go over everything again. But just a quick rundown of the basics. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, and I look forward to going over the farm videos with you guys. Cheers, cheers.